What if you're the average 6-foot person going about your daily life in school, hitting your head on objects and such, but end up saving this library assistant from falling and end up spending more and more time with her, even if she's 4'11", and you end up falling for her? Well, that's the story of the doujin I have for you today. Let's talk 240044, called Walking Side by Side. It's from the artist Kumada. Like I said before, it's got a tall guy tag and is pretty wholesome, even if it's a short read just like you. So let's get right into it. The doujin starts out with someone walking to a library and hitting his head on the top of the doorway. Takechi, the guy, kneels in pain and this old guy asks if he's okay. The old guy starts apologizing for it since he asked Takechi to help and all, but Takechi plays it off saying he just wasn't paying attention. The old guy tells him to put what he's carrying on a table and leave the rest to the committee members, but he sees someone out of the corner of his eye. He sees this girl climb a step stool and struggle to put a book back to the point where she loses her balance and falls, but she gets caught by someone, which of course is Takechi, who sighs, saying that was close, though shortly after realizes the situation and freaks out, asking if she's alright. She says yes and thanks him by name. He's shocked by this and then asks how she knows his name, which it's pretty obvious since he tends to really stand out, but they patch that up and Takechi starts helping with putting books away. The girl tells him that he doesn't need to do this for her since it's her job as a committee member, but he tells her that he had nothing else to do and she wouldn't want to take another spill and hurt herself, right? And there's that right person for the right job phrase and all, since he had a tough time putting books on lower shelves, so if they work together it'll be more efficient, and then tries to brush the whole thing off as him being too big for his own good, but she just laughs and says that he's kind, and then he tries to brush that off too, and it cuts to, I guess, school ending and she's back in the library, and looming over her is of course Takechi, saying he was just passing by and thought something. She blushes and it goes to this montage shot of the two talking and working together. It then goes to the two again, and Takechi is asking Shimura, the girl, about a book she recommended a while ago and how it was great, because he didn't think he would have read a romance novel if it wasn't for her, but he hears something, that being these three girls making fun of the two and their heights. He looks down at Shimura and sees that she's pretty gloomy and he doesn't know what to say to her. It cuts to later and Shimura's telling him that he doesn't need to help her anymore. He's confused, but she goes on saying that she shouldn't take advantage of his kindness any more than this, and if he's seen with her, he'll suffer needlessly. He tells her that he's used to people making fun of his height and understands if she doesn't like it, but to not feel bad for his sake. She pauses before saying that people talk about her height too. Not all bad, with her friends saying it makes her cuter, but due to her small frame, people treat her like a child, and that must be why he looked after her for so long, since no matter what, she doesn't want him to think of her as a child. He blushes and starts talking, saying that ever since they first met, he never thought of her as a child, but far from it, and thinks her honest, responsible side makes her a lovely young lady, and that's why he would like to cliffhanger. But we see that Shimura is crying and turns to ask him to give her proof that what he's saying is true. He's confused but sees that she's blushing and goes to kiss her, but during this kiss she ends up falling on him and hugs him, saying that she's really not a child. And I don't have a short person joke for this. They finish up and the two are about to walk home, but it's still raining. He forgot his umbrella and she offers to share hers, but this is just a goofy scene and he realizes this, saying that she'll get wet this way, but she says a little rain won't hurt, and he blushes, and the doujin ends with the two walking off. Overall, I rate this an 8.5 out of 10. The art style was amazing and the characters were engaging to see interact with each other. The one thing dragging the score down though is how they constantly bring up heights and all that. I know it's the main gimmick, but I didn't have enough short people jokes for it. Besides that though, it's a pretty wholesome read. I recommend you check it out for yourselves as always. That's all I got. I'll see you in the next one.
Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul. These hentai babes make me drool. Hatsune Miku is great. She makes me masturbate. Fairy tale.